Of course, but the reason it's a weakness is because it's underdeveloped. Had it not been underdeveloped, it would not be a weakness, it would be a source of power. So if you're a little baby, if you're 2 years old, 1 year old, 6 months old, you're weak. But are you weak? No, you're a baby. So you're not expected to be more than what you are. But when you're 35 or 28 or 55 and that seed hasn't grown past 1 month old, you have a fucking problem. And you bet she's going to go straight to that. Because she can. Why not? She can see through you. Even though she may entertain your facade because it may turn on her own facade. She still wants to be able to suck from you. So she'll go straight for that. And how will you defend yourself? You can't. So you'll have to stay away and not be able to, and not push the relationship further. You can't protect yourself. She'll be able to get there. They always do, man. They're like rats. They'll find a way in. If they got to dig, eat their way, claw their way in, they will find a way in. And that's how you can use a woman to your advantage to help you to learn, because she'll always be able to get at you. So why are you upset? She got you. So what does that say? You better get stronger. Why not? I'm already strong. Yeah, I can be more strong. Why not? It's not really weakness. It's weakness because it was never developed. If you've never used the muscle and then you use it, you'll say it's weak. Is it fair for the muscle? It's not weak. It's undeveloped. But because you've not developed it, listen carefully. Because you haven't developed it, it's become a weakness. If you had developed it, it wouldn't be a weakness. It would be strong and be part of your arsenal. Because it's undeveloped, there's a weakness. So the weakness comes from the mindset that has promoted not developing it. The fact that it's undeveloped is not a weakness. It's undeveloped. Do you understand? But something has made it that it wasn't developed. That state of mind is a weakness. It's a disease. And when you build an entire life on top of something that's undeveloped at the core of your being, well, what do we say? You have weak roots. So when the wind is strong, guess what it's going to do? If you have rodents, guess what they're going to do? Etc., etc. So if you want to say it's a weakness, I understand why you say it's a weakness, but is that the truth, or is it that there's something that's never been developed? You've never developed your nature. I think that's fair, that's honest, and that's the way to look at it in the true light. For sure, from a point of view, it's your weakness. But that's from a superficial outlook, if you'd like. It's not false to say it's a weakness, but it's not. Because the idea that it's a weakness means I'm weak. I'm like, no, you've never developed it. Had you developed it, it is the source of your power and the source of your strength. So I've undergone such a journey myself where I had a weakness, and that weakness haunted me. And all I did was try to compensate and hide it, and it will always catch up to me, even if nobody knew. I knew. Until I said, this is not going to work. And I said, I'm gonna go see what it is, thinking that it was a weakness that I had to make into a strength. Then I started to realize it wasn't a weakness that I had to make into a strength. It was a very specific attribute of my person, or my being. And instead of trying to make it into something else, I start to cultivate it. And the man that I've become is because of that. Now, yeah, if I wanted to be Kobe Bryant, well, I'm not no Kobe Bryant, right? Yeah. Do I share certain attributes with him? 100%. Do you see what I mean? But no, I'm not hard. I don't want to be hard. I'm not soft either. I'm strong and I'm gentle. I'm malleable. I could flow. I'm like water. So anyways, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So again, I will stress this and I'll conclude with this. Your average person has never actually developed themselves. They've developed, if they're fortunate, lots of things around themselves. But they've never actually developed their nature. So that becomes their source of weakness because it's undeveloped. And women specialize in penetrating your shield, penetrating until they hit that weakness. And they will. Maybe your compensations are very well tuned, and the moment somebody goes there, the defense mechanisms kind of, and then you're like, right? But it's there, she got you. So this conversation is not about women. It's like, well, why not develop your nature as a man? Because it's intimidating, because that's your source of power, and also, perhaps, because when it grows, that tree of life that grows into a man that you are, perhaps it is not at all what TV has shown you. And that, for me, was my biggest mind fuck. I've been shown what manhood is and what my nature was, albeit it was undeveloped and was a weakness because I was compensating. I said, how does this be that? How does this equate to this? I don't see how they ever bridge. Somehow they do, but not at all. And then I had to make a decision. Do I want to be something I'm not, a facade, and live a life of a facade, even though the life of a facade does give me certain advantages, while I pretend that my weakness isn't there? Or do I want to journey within, remove that bullshit facade nonsense, touch base with my so-called weakness, which is my undeveloped nature, and once and for all allow it to grow and discover who I am and discover what a life of fullness can be in alignment with my values, ideals, aspirations, with who I am. And I can live a life that is mine within the so-called system. Also, just so we're clear, I made a decision for myself. I'm very happy with the decision I made. It wasn't easy. And I had to let go and forfeit a lot of things. For me, it's a no-brainer because I didn't like those things. They were boring me anyways. But I still had to let go of a lot of things. Things that people would envy, wish they had, and would not. That in the so-called eyes of society and the watchers and the morons who evaluate who you are, this is awesome. Would there be people who have better? Definitely. Nevertheless, I'd be at the top. I don't fucking care. It's not fulfilling me. And that's the only thing that matters for me at the end of the day. What do I care if I have all those things and everybody envies me? If the manhood I'm achieving is not fulfilling me to begin with. It doesn't allow me to find peace. And there's like a roof to it. You're bound in a social bubble. There's nothing else. Like all of existence is surviving. And it's surviving in a zoo, playing the rules and the game of the zoo, and contenting yourself with the life of an animal. Listen, it's not for me, man. There's something else. I don't want to survive, I want to live. And I ain't no fucking animal. I'm a human being, so I decided to grow the human in me. That being said, thank you for listening. Catch you later.